Hey everybody, how's it going? I'm Justin, the Millennial Mixtape, and this is the 20th season of Survivor. No, I'm kidding. But I am Justin, and this is Best Theme Song Ever. So what it is every week I'm on a mission to find the best theme song ever made. This week we have a very special episode with everyone's favorite whiny suburbanite youths, Dawson's Creek. Let's take a look. I don't know about you, but I don't want to wait another minute for the rest of the show, so let's go ahead and get started. If this is your first time tuning in, let me tell you how it works. Every week, I look at a different TV show and its theme song. I examine the premise of the show, the history of the theme song, see how those two jive, and then after that, I look at 4 criteria to see if it is the best theme song ever. Those criteria are earworm ability, or the song's ability to be an earworm, intentionality of lyrics, title sequence, and timeliness of the song. And if you want more information on how I review these shows, click that link right below the like button. That's going to take you to my rubric where you can find out more information. All right, so with that, let's go ahead and dive into the history of the song and the premise of the show. Here we go. All right, so here's the premise of Dawson's Creek. A seminal 1-hour drama series, Dawson's Creek chronicles, with wry humor, the undeniably intense period of awakening known as the teenage years. A startlingly fresh and realistic portrayal of this passage from adolescence to young adulthood. So this guy, Kevin Williamson, hot off of selling his script for Scream, is taking pitch meetings for our television and kind of on the spot pitches his concept for a teen coming-of-age drama about his life in North Carolina as an aspiring filmmaker who admired Steven Spielberg. Now, as a former classroom teacher, this screams book report from a person who did not read the book.
Well, as Mrs. Krabappel already mentioned, the name of the book that I read was Treasure Island. It's about these pirates. Pirates with patches over their eyes and shiny gold teeth.
Now, I'm not denying the talent here. To pull a lasting and impactful drama just like out of your ass on a whim is just, you know, chef's kiss, but seriously. And also, whose life is this supposed? I know it's based on Kevin Williamson's life, but for real though, right? Like, is it like where you're looking back and you make yourself seem cooler? Is that what this is? Because no one's life is like this. Nobody. All right, and now let's talk history of the song. So, fun fact, the producers originally wanted Alanis Morissette's Hand in My Pocket as the theme song, but they couldn't secure the rights. Let's see what that would have looked like.
I'm broke, but I'm happy. I'm poor, but I'm kind. I'm short, but I'm healthy. Yeah.
The song, I Don't Want to Wait, originally appeared on Paula Cole's sophomore album, This Fire. It was the follow-up to Where Have All the Cowboys Gone, which is a killer track in and of itself. But then she comes back with this song, which is equally cool and calm, but with this kind of driving ferocity behind it. Like, I very much get this REM vibe from her and from her songwriting. In an interview with Huffington Post celebrating the 20-year anniversary of Dawson's Creek, back in 2018, yes, do you feel old yet? Paula discusses the meaning of the song. On the day I wrote I Don't Want to Wait, I was thinking about my grandfather and his effect on my dad's life, as well as the marriage between my grandfather and my grandmother, which was filled with a lot of fighting and unhappiness. I thought about how those cycles get repeated from one generation to the next, and how I didn't want that for myself. In that moment, I was thinking about how short life is, and how I wanted to live my life wide awake. While the melodrama of this song matches the melodrama of Dawson's Creek, ultimately I feel having used this song with this intro, with this show, ultimately cheapens the song itself. Like, nothing against Dawson's Creek, but the song you get in the streaming versions of this show, which is Jan Arden's Run Like Mad, that is what you deserve. That is what this show deserves. It's a second-rate, angsty love song. That's where this belongs, solidly in the middle. Now, as an aside, I would like to mention I didn't know that women had armpit hair until I saw the video for I Don't Want to Wait, which was last Thursday. So I went 33 whole years. No, obviously I'm kidding. But for real, I did go 10 whole years back in 1997 when I saw this video without realizing that women had armpit hair. And I grew up with a mother and 2 sisters. All right, let me tell you where I stand right now, viewer. Let's normalize armpit hair on women. Why do razor companies show women who are already clean-shaven using their products? Let's eliminate the pink tax. Ban the bra. Let's get it looking like 1920s France up in here. I promise you, 2020 can handle it. Alright, so now that that's out of the way, let's look at the 4 criteria to see if Dawson's Creek has the best theme song ever. Here we go. Alright, so now we reached our first criteria, which is earworm ability. Let's get to the meat here. The earworm ability of this song is unmatched. I've been singing it around the house, which then caused it to get stuck in my wife's head, and then she would sing it around the house and it would get stuck in my head. And it was just this vicious cycle of getting I Don't Want to Wait just stuck in each other's heads. There's this rawness and delicateness in Cole's delivery of the song, the driving meter of the song with that kind of marching feel on the snare, and freaking Tony Levin playing the bass. You simply cannot go wrong. It is a wonderful song, very well produced, very well written. 4 out of 4 on earworm ability for sure. And next up is title sequence. I hate it. I really do. I hate it. The blurred haziness and found footage nature of it definitely captures Dawson's amateur director nature. But if the guy likes Spielberg so much, he could have at least learned how to focus the camera. You also get to see these late 20-somethings capturing teen energy, like lazing around the beach, being goofy, and then there was that attempted murder of Joey by the thicket. It's all around awful, and yet perfectly captures the imperfections of being a youth. That is, a privileged white youth in suburbia. I mean, they nailed that. And the song does a fair job lining up with the title sequence, but again, I say, Dawson's Creek does not deserve this song. Disliking found footage is subjective, that's on me, and that's really the only fault I find with it. So I'm giving title sequence a 3.5 out of 4. And now we have the next criteria, intentionality of lyrics. So as I mentioned in the history of the song was written separately from the production of the show and was brought in after the fact. Again, they wanted Alanis Morissette's Hand in My Pocket, and now, because as my friend says, the Lord is fair, they have Jan Arden's Run Like Mad, which suits it much better. But I'm focusing on Paula Cole's song here, which again doesn't really match the premise of the show, and so for that reason, I'm giving it a 2 out of 4. Okay, and our last criteria is timeliness. So Dawson's Creek premiered on January 20th, 1998, and ran for 6 long seasons. When the show premiered, the number 1 song was Truly, Madly, Deeply by Savage Garden.
I wanna stand with you on a mountain. I wanna bathe with you in the sea.
And funnily enough, is another song that would fit right in with the angsty teenage drama of the late 90s. While I love Paula Cole's song, comparing the two here is just apples and pears. They're similar in context and production, but the subject matter is what's really different. And if we're being honest, if we're being fair, clearly Paula Cole's song is the champ here. Sorry, Aussies. So for timeliness, I'm going to give I Don't Want to Wait a 4 out of 4. So not bad. Not bad. But when we put all those together, let's look at what our scores are and add them up. So we have a 4, a 4, a 3.5, and a 2. So that gives old Dawson and his crick a 84B. Solid, but definitely not the best theme song ever, at least in my opinion. I want you to tell me in the comments though, did I miss the mark or am I right on the money with Dawson's Creek? And while you're down there in the comments, let me know what show you'd like me to do next. I drop a new one of these videos every week, so be sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more so you know when I put a new video out. And with that, I'm gonna take off. I don't know, lavish in my teenage angst, I guess. I don't know. What do kids do now, especially when they're 40? I'm close enough. I'll find out soon. All right, but that's it for me. I'm Justin, the Millennial Mixtape. I'll see you in the next one, and until I do, stay safe, stay well.